Hello dear friends, welcome back to the online bridge classroom. Well, after discussing about the hands suitable for a take-out double in the last episode, we will be looking into the other side of the story this time. How do I cooperate in the auction after partner makes a take-out double? Okay, so let's get started. Well, one basic knowledge about the development of the take-out double is that if the right-hand opponent passes after partner's double, just like sequence 1, I have to bid something, even with no high card points at all. Well, but how about if my right-hand opponent bids something, just like sequence 2? Well, what am I supposed to do? Well, we call this the free bid position. It means you are not forced to bid. So, well, if you happen to bid something, it is completely voluntary, and it should promise some values, suitable to compete for the contract. Okay, when determining the strength we need for a free bid, we first need to be introduced to an important concept in competitive bidding, that is the balance of power. So the balance of power refers to a situation where the high card points are somehow evenly distributed between the two partnerships, while each side getting between 19 to 21 high card points. Well, when high card points falls under this range, you should try your best to enter the auction as soon as possible to compete for the contract. Well, this is simply because it is always easier to play than to defend. Okay, this does not only apply to beginner or amateur players, while even the experts or the world champions will tell you the same thing. So at balance of power, bid something. Okay, having said that, let's assume that the minimum strength of a take-out double is around 11 high card points. Well, so you need to try to enter the auction with anything more than 8 high card points. Well, since partner already promised 3 cards in an unbid major, you can feel free to compete with a 4-card major suit. Well, even if you end up in a 4-3 fit, it's perfectly okay for a 2-level contract. And if you have a 5-card suit, it's even okay to compete with like as low as 6 high card points. Well, because you have already found a fit, and it is a super powerful feature in such a low level competitive biddings. Well, but do remember that a take-out double can be made with a short minor. So well, if you plan to compete with a minor suit, make sure you have at least 5 cards over there. So let's take a look at some example hands. Well, left-hand opponent opened a club and partner doubles, right-hand opponent comes in with 1 heart. So for the hand on the left, you have 9 high card point and a 4-card spade suit. Well, it makes it perfect for a 1 spade overcall at the free bid position. So for the hand on the right, with also 9 high card points and a decent looking diamond suit, the 5-card suit gives you a comfortable bid of 2 diamond into the auction. So okay, you will ask, well, sometimes the bidding does not just stay in one level, right? So what can I do when the auction gets higher? Well, when the opener suit is raised to 2 level, be equally aggressive. Why? The math tells us that when your opponent has already found a fit, so will you have a fit on your own most of the time. So do take action when you have 8 points and a 4-card major, or when you have a 5-card major, as little as 6 points will be enough. So let's take a look at these 2 hands we have here. The hands on the left has a good looking 5-card spade suit. So with as little as 6 points, do get in the bidding as soon as possible with a 2 spade overcall at this position. Well, with a guaranteed 8-card fit, competing for the contract, or at least pushing your opponents to 3 level, is surely beneficial. While for the hand on the left, a 4-card spade suit and a 10 high card point fits perfectly into the description of our free bid requirements. So the free bid of 2 spade at this position goes for both the 2 hands over here. Well, but be careful of one thing. Well, when your hand is up to invite strength, which is around like 10 to 12 high card points, make sure you make a jump bid to show your invite strength, so that partner will raise to game when he has some extra support. Well, do not just simply compete with two spade when your hand is as good as this one. Okay, it comes to the last point of our sharing today. Sometimes we do come across hands like this. Well, opponents raise their suit to 2 level. I do have the strength for a free bid, but I have no suit to compete with. So how does your hand look like? This is typically the case when you have length, well, at least 4-4 in both of the minors. Well, what can you do? Well, the answer is simple. You can double to show competitive strength. The same thing, 8 to 10 high card points is the same numbers. Sometimes with even less if you have better shapes. So with length in both minors, we call this double the responsive double. Right? So let's take a look at how it works. So left hand opponent open a spade, partner doubles, and right hand opponents raise the opening bid to 2 level at 2 spade. So for the hand on the left, you have 9 high card points, so you can see the balance of power. You will try to get in, but you do not have a convenient bid. You cannot compete with the 4 card minor in 3 level for sure. So here we can make use of the responsive double. Okay, 1 spade, double, 2 spade, you double, and this is the responsive double. It gives a perfect solution to this scenario, showing a competitive strength with length in both of the minors. So partner will compete with his better minor. Well, for the hand on the right, there's only 7 high card points, but there is an extra length in the minor, which surely gives some extra credit, and worth show some cooperation by a responsive double to bring the auction up to the next level. So here comes to an end to my sharing today. I hope you find the contents useful. Thank you, and see you all again next time. Thank you. Bye bye.